It's important to realize about this. If you eventually have a relationship with a girl like this, or you start hanging out with a girl that does actually that, I mean, you need to leave her, bro. What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Another week to Freedom Talking. Today we're actually in Denmark. I mean, not today, but this weekend. Like visiting some friends down here, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Like yesterday was quite hot. It was like, I think like it was like 30 or 32 degrees. So yeah, like for being in Denmark, that's actually super hot. Like, I mean, okay, it's like summer and stuff, but still. But today was a little bit rainy. So yeah, let's see how it's gonna be this weekend, like tomorrow and on Sunday as well. But yeah, my friend's place is actually pretty nice, not gonna lie. I mean, compared to where I'm living right now, it's like slightly different, you know. I like rustic or like classical houses compared to the place where I'm living now, which is, I mean, the house is like super big. That's the main advantage that it has. It's not like super central, so like it gets more, it's a little bit more affordable. But in that case, but the location of this apartment, for example, is super nice. It's also quite big. Still isn't a house, it's like an apartment, and they share it with other people, which is also quite nice. Like, I haven't been exploring so much the house where I'm living now in Stockholm. So yeah, I'm actually like here, and I'm working like remotely from here, and now I'm gonna just like grab some lunch. I mean, prepare some lunch. I'm gonna make some pasta. But what I want to talk about in this video are like some signs from a woman that might tell you that she's not the one. She's not like, let's call it wifey material, and therefore she's not like ready, or like she doesn't want to actually eventually commit with you because, I don't know, maybe she's like not in her moment, or like it's not the precise moment for her to like commit and to settle down. And a good example of that, it's like a couple of weeks ago, a friend told me that yeah, he met a girl in the bar, you know, but the girl in like couple of like in 2-3 weeks she was going to Bali, you know, like with her friends, like for 2-3 weeks. So, you know, like my friend, he kind of knew that nothing was gonna eventually work on that, because she was like not in the situation where she was like settled down, okay, I'm gonna meet someone, you know. So it's easy in that situation for me. It was quite easy to see that yeah, more than just one night stand could come up with from that interaction. But the first one out of the list is that if she doesn't follow your lead, or like in most situations she doesn't follow your lead and she wants to do her own thing, or like you propose stuff and then she doesn't want to do that, and like, you know, these kind of situations might tell you that she doesn't want to be like followed, or like that she doesn't want to be, yeah, and therefore that she's not making things easy. So since like the war is getting ready, we're gonna make some pasta with tomato and stuff, and like some species. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. But while the war is getting ready, I want to talk about the second one. And the second one is that when you see that she just thinks in herself and her own success, instead of like a team success, like you and her, like she and you, both at the same time growing up into the same direction, and also at the same speed. I mean, that would be like the ideal scenario. But I mean, in this situation, it's quite easy to see if she's actually doing her own thing and she doesn't think about both as the group, as the couple, you know, because eventually if it's the first date or the second, you kind of knew that if she's doing that or not, if she's the type of girl that she thinks about building stuff together, you know, the king, you're the king, she's the queen, and you're building up the wherever you're building up, either if it's yeah, I don't know, like wherever, like a kingdom, or you know, it's just a way of expression, like a castle or like a house, or you know, like the same, or like the empire. Whenever you grow up together and you build the same thing, that would be the ideal scenario whenever you want to get a potential girlfriend and then a potential wife eventually in the end. Let's get ready. I'm sorry guys if I talk a little bit like weird this time, because I have like a wound on my mouth, and it's kind of hard sometimes to talk. So I'm taking it more like slowly in some situations, and when talking with people, also with the camera and stuff, and with you guys obviously. Because that's the thing, it kind of feels weird to be talking with a camera, but I know there's people behind that watching this, and you know, it's like a community and like people watching this. So I'm actually not talking to the camera, but I kind of feel like I'm talking with my mate or with my friends or stuff like that, you know. So it's kind of like good, because then eventually it makes it easier for me to talk with a camera, because in the beginning it's super weird, and yeah, it makes really weird situations and uncomfortable even for me in the beginning. Now not anymore, or like it is, that's what I feel. Then the third one is kind of related to the second one that I said, and it's like if she thinks, or like she starts growing, doing her own path, you know, like if she starts doing her own thing and her own path, and like you're not building up on the same way, you know, and she's kind of like deviating from your way, or like, or the other way around, obviously, if you're a girl, the one who's watching this, if you're doing this path and then he's kind of deviating, or he's not like trying to say, okay, we should maybe follow this path, you know, and grow together through this path and not through your path or whatever thing. In this situation, it's kind of easy to see that that's not gonna end up well, you know, if anyone makes the effort, or if she doesn't, like if you're a guy, if she doesn't make the effort to follow like your lead and what you're doing, in case you think that what you're doing is being better than what she's doing, because I don't know, it's making more money, or it's gonna be better for your future, or it's more healthy, you know. And like, for example, in case you want to do sport, either if, I don't know, if it's more important or more interesting the sport that you're doing, because it gives you better gains, or going to the gym, you know, like instead of like doing activities which are not like health related, or like they are not really like, it's like sedentary, you know, and like, so in those situations it's going to be much better to do something. So in that situation, if you bring up something which is going to be more healthy, and like into a little relationship, and also for health of the body when it comes to being more healthy, obviously that's the one that you should both follow. Looks good, it looks good. Then the fourth one is whenever she talks to you in an aggressive way, and you kind of perceive it like she's being aggressive, more than once obviously, or like repeatedly, and she kind of behaves like a boss babe, but in the boss babe in a negative way, you know, not like career oriented girl, which in my opinion it can be nice depending on what you're looking for, but definitely hanging out with a girl with these kind of behaviors and these kind of attitudes, which like it's being like aggressive, it's not good. It's gonna eventually be unhealthy, the relationship, and it's gonna become toxic, and I think that's something that we want to avoid. And then the next one, this is actually fucked up. And if you get up, and it's important to realize about this, if you eventually have a relationship with a girl like this, or you start hanging out with a girl that does actually that, I mean, you need to leave her, bro. Like you need to get rid of that type of girl, because it's that down the line is gonna make things even worse if you don't like kind of like stop her. And that is when she talks trash and she talks bad about you in front of other people, or if not even in front, like behind your back. And that is actually one of the most fucked up things in relationships, because I mean there should be like respect from each other, respect through the girl and respect from the girl towards you, either if it's in front of other people, or like either if you're alone with other people, or like just or she talks trash with other people, or you, yeah, that's something that it's really fucked up. And so many guys, for some reason, they do not stop this situation, and they just like keep hanging out with the girl. And like, I mean, it doesn't matter if she's hot and you're not hot, or like you see her as above. I mean, that's something that you need to avoid. Like never put anyone into pedestals, and less even a girl that you think just she's hot, and just because of that. And like that's kind of fucked up. And so yeah, that's something definitely that should be really considered, and you should really think about that, definitely. We've got the pasta ready. So now it's time for the sauce. And now we're ready to eat. And yeah, I know what you might be thinking. Like the sauce, it's not ready, it was not prepared by me. No, I know, we prepared it yesterday, so. Anyway, another example on like, that it might tell you that she's not like wife material, or like she's not really invested into you and into the relationship. Yeah, definitely that she's not the one, let's put it like that. Is that she continuously contradicting you and not liking the ideas that you bring. Like for example, like in case you say like, yeah, I think it would be nice if we relocate to this other city, you know, to, for example, Copenhagen, or like wherever city, or like, yeah, I think it would be nice if we start doing this sport. And she's like, nah, actually no, I don't really think that's a good idea. Or like, yeah, we should stay here. We should not like, yeah, do this thing because of X, Y, Z. I mean, the same if she does suggest you something like that you think it's not like, that you think it's not like a really good idea, because I don't know, maybe it might be stupid or maybe not, but just like justify the reason why you don't think that's a good idea and it's not gonna be good for you both for the future, obviously. But when it comes to us, the guys, it's important that she kind of like agrees on what we say or like what we suggest, and in case she doesn't like that, obviously that she gives some reasons on why she doesn't like that idea, or like if she has a better idea for doing, obviously, because that's how, I think I kind of really give some advice or like logical thoughts, really logical, like there's nothing weird on my thoughts, and yeah, I mean, I think it's the best for having a healthy relationship with anyone. Then another one is like if she has more experience than you when it comes to dating and relationships, and it's not, I mean, not more experience, but it's not like equilibrated. And it's kind of easy to see in this situation, you know, maybe you had so many girls, or like you fucked around a lot, or you have like a body count of whatever, and maybe not so many girlfriends, or like maybe never a girlfriend. And then in her situation, maybe it's like she had 2-3 boyfriends in that case, so she hasn't been gone through so many bodies, let's put it like that. But in that situation, it's kind of equilibrated, and you kind of, I don't know, it's something that you feel at some point, and that's also, you know, something interesting to talk about and to see. And then we have another one, which is, this has actually happened to me, and it's whenever she says that you don't tick all her boxes. Like, I mean, this kind of tells you that in these situations, it might even hurt at some point, but it's a decision that the girl does, and it basically means that he doesn't want to be with you, obviously. But I really believe that with like long-term relationships, there's always that point where you start liking the person more. So in the beginning, you don't like that person so much, you just like, well, yeah, this girl, or yeah, this guy. And then from little by little, you start liking each other more and more, because of, you know, that person more and more, you know? So that is not something that it should be like black and white, you know, like, okay, I like this girl, or, you know, like in these situations, in order to avoid future or like potential pain, it's much better to, in the beginning, that you like the girl so much, and then little by little, you like the girl more. Then it kind of tells you that she's just with you because of not just being alone, you know. So kind of like, because there's so many girls that they don't know how to be alone. And to be honest, in my opinion, I prefer to be alone and just have lunch or dinner alone. But to be with someone that I don't really like, or like, yeah, I don't see any attraction for that person, or like that person is not gonna bring me anything good, or like she or he is gonna bring me problems, she in this situation, for example. But yeah, also definitely something to consider. And then the last one, and then I'm gonna be finishing this beautiful pasta lunch, is that if she still talks to her ex, and that also applies to guys, actually. I had some friends that still talk with his ex-girlfriend, you know, and then eventually they came up together, which, yeah, I mean, I don't know which reasons do they have people doing that, but yeah, people do it. But you know, there's still some contact between the girl and the ex-boyfriend. It kind of tells you that she's looking for someone else than him, but if she doesn't find someone better, someone else and someone better than him, she will eventually come back with him. So I mean, that's something that, so definitely there's something that whenever you have the chance of kind of like make official the relationship, having this thought of like saying, okay, don't talk with like your ex-boyfriend, for example, in case you have it, because I mean, what's the value of doing that, or something like that, you know? So yeah, that's definitely something that it's important to mention as well, in order to avoid potential conflicts down the line after. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh shit! Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now it's getting a bit more sunnier here down on Copenhagen. But yeah, as always, remember to stay friendly.